Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have something really cool to show you, and it's this new set of Spreey brush markers that I just found. And they're actually like 12 bucks, which is insane, so I'll tell you guys how they are right now. So this is the bag it comes with. It reminds me a lot of the Ohuhu bag that they send with their markers. And it comes with 50 markers, which is crazy, for $10. So on the inside, it actually came with a little booklet, which that's what I'm showing you guys now, but I actually lost the booklet, so I'm just going to show you what it is kind of like. So here's my Ohuhu case, and it's the same size as that little slot, the little sheet that's in there, except it was like a booklet. So this is what it comes with: a brush nib, and it actually has a gray line for it to be an indicator of the brush nib, and it comes with a chisel, which is amazing. Like brush nib markers for like 10 bucks. That's crazy. And now I'm going to show you the sizes compared to the Ohuhu. They actually have a very similar brush nib, except the Spreey markers actually do have a more firm brush nib. And here is the Artix marker brush marker, and it actually is longer than the Spreey marker brush nib, as you can see. And lastly, here is the Copic marker brush nib compared to the Spreey marker. And the Copic marker has a longer brush nib, and it's like softer significantly. And I'll talk about that more later. So the Spreey brush marker design actually reminded me a lot of the Artix brush marker, and that's why I compared them right here to show you guys. Except it's very similar, except the Artix marker actually has a gray barrel, and there's no gray line to indicate where the brush nib is. As for the color system, it has like a letter, so in the pinks and the reds it's like R, and then it has a number, which is slightly confusing, but just ignore the letter and look at the numbers. Now here is my swatch sheet for these Spreey brush markers, and as you can see, the Spreey brush markers have a lot of midtones and not very many pastels. Now I'm going to show you like R1 and a few other colors. They're kind of a little more desaturated than what the color suggests on the actual marker, and I'll show you that right now. So see how on the cap it's like a lot more saturated, but then when you put it on paper, it's very desaturated compared to what it should look like, which can sometimes be a problem, but I mean, for 12 bucks, this is amazing. And here's the other color that I think there were like two other colors that were very desaturated, but see how the red is also a lot more desaturated on paper. But anyways, here is my swatch sheet compared to the Artix brush markers. And this is compared to the Ohuhu pastel set. And this is the normal Ohuhu brush markers, the normal 48 set. And this is my Copic brush markers. So now I'm going to show you guys some quick doodles that I've done in my sketchbook with these to test them out. So here they are. I did some quick doodles with this. I want to do like a more monochromatic type of drawing with these, and so some of the colors are really saturated and then others are more desaturated, so it's harder to make a picture look consistent, but it's still super cute for like doing quick sketches or simple drawing. And I'll show you guys later how it went with an actual finished piece that I was trying to do. It didn't turn out well, but I'll explain what happened with that. So here I'm going to show you guys the blending of the Spreey markers. And when I tried to blend, the brush nib is actually a lot more firm than the other brush markers that I have, like Copic, Artix, Hoo-Hoo. And the blending actually turned out well, but you have to put more effort into blending it and making a smoother gradient, which is fine. I mean, it's 12 bucks. But yeah, so it's a lot more firm than the Hoo-Hoo and the Artix markers. If you guys are more like people that like softer brush nibs when you're drawing, these are going to be harder to actually do a finished piece. So for sketching and things, I think these are really good. Now, this is the drawing that I actually ruined and I'll tell you guys why. So like I said before, the brush nib is a lot firmer than the other ones I have, and so it was harder to do like traditional blending techniques and things with these markers. So I approached it the same way I would the other markers, and it wasn't blending smooth enough, and it was super streaky. And I have no idea why that was happening, but I mean, yeah, I think it's because the brush nib is so firm and it had a harder time blending them. But I will show you guys, I actually stopped this drawing and I did a whole other drawing, and this time I made simpler coloring and didn't try to do as complex of shading this time, and I think it turned out a lot better. You'll see. So I actually drew this character for a whole other video where I was going to compare marker paper, but I'll probably do that later. Anyway, when I started off on this drawing, I decided to take a more simple approach and just do like more flat colors instead of like trying to do complex shading, or well, at least trying. And so it turned out really good, I thought. I did a lot of like flat colors and simple shading here. So in conclusion, what I want to say is the colors of these markers are really good. Like, I was very surprised. I thought they were all going to be like kind of dingy, desaturated colors. There's only a few that were kind of weird, but for $12 you get a pretty amazing color range, and you get brush markers. Like, you can't beat that. So yeah, so what I think these are good for is like really simple drawings and like simple gradients. Don't try to layer them too much, because then they start being super streaky for some reason and kind of weird. But that could be just me, but I still think they're harder to blend and harder to make like a complex drawing with, because the brush is kind of a little more firm than most markers that I've used, like a Hoo-Hoo and all that, like I said. But yeah, these are actually really great markers, and I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and you should definitely go pick up a set of your own. Like, oh my gosh, it's 12 bucks, literally. It's a great deal. And yeah, well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.
I need you more.